If you are like me and only have a few good wild game recipes, this show is for you. You won't believe how great you can cook wild game. Hi, I'm Rich from the Wild Things Show, Cooking Wild Game. And with me is Mac. And we're in the South Plains of Texas for a Texas barbecue.
Right, but not a traditional Texas barbecue.
Not a traditional Texas barbecue. And Mac, your assistant is?
This is Brandon Reynolds. Go ahead, Brandon.
Hi, I'm Brandon.
He is camera shy, but he's handsome, so we keep him on tape.
So what are we cooking today exactly now? We're going to do some kind of wild boar, right?
Yes, sir. We have a lot of wild pigs. We live along the edge of the Cap Rock, and the wild pigs have become a real problem. And I'm a hunting enthusiast. I'm a cook. And so we've learned ways to turn these wild pigs into edible items. And so we're going to do wild pig burnt ends.
Well, what are we going to do for prep work now?
Okay, we're gonna make a sauce. It's actually a barbecue sauce, but I sweeten it up quite a bit with brown sugar for these burnt ends. So we're gonna make my easy, simple recipe barbecue sauce you can use on anything. I'm gonna put a lot of brown sugar in it today, but on the other days when you don't want it so sweet, leave a little bit of the brown sugar out and add in pickled jalapeno juice. And that'll substitute. It'll go on anything.
Spice it up.
It'll go on anything you want it to go on.
So what's this sauce called? This is called...
this is Big Macks Bbq Sauce.
Big Macks Bbq Sauce. So this is Big Mac's famous barbecue sauce.
Maybe today. Maybe today.
Or infamous barbecue sauce on this show.
True, true, true. All right, dear, we're going to start off this. This is a very, very simple barbecue sauce made with simple ingredients. You get it at any grocery store, a Dollar General. Anybody that carries food items are going to have these items. That's one reason I go with this. It's very simple, but it is very, very tasty. Have a lot of people ask for this recipe all the time, so I'm just going to put it here on Wild Things Show. It's very simple. It's just the steps are simple. You do have to mix it in proper order so that the ingredients will blend. If you do it out of order, it will lump up and get lumpy, so I'm going to show you the proper order. And like I say, I'm a very simple person, so I don't use measuring cups. I buy this stuff that's already been measured for me. So you start out with 8 ounces of liquid smoke. Buy it anywhere. So you got your Worcestershire liquid smoke. That's 8 ounces of liquid smoke. It'll be 5 ounces of Worcestershire sauce. I put my coarse ground black pepper, and I just hold my thumb there and I try to get about 2 ounces of coarse ground black pepper in it. And at this point, this is where you put your brown sugar in and use the dark brown sugar. There is light brown sugar and there's dark brown. It's pretty important to use the dark brown sugar in this recipe because you want it to caramelize and what we're doing. So you have a 32-ounce bag. Basically, I just take a quarter of the bag and dump it in. If you're out in a hunting camp or a fishing camp, you're not going to have a lot of measuring utensils anyway, so I just do it the old-fashioned way. Just thumb it in and make it work. Here you have to whisk the brown sugar. The Worcestershire and the brown sugar it'll dissolve in the Worcestershire and the liquid smoke, and that's exactly what you want. You want it to dissolve before you ever add your ketchup to it. Okay, so we've made sure that we don't have any lumps in here. We've got the brown sugar dissolved the way it needs to be. Like I say, it's critical to do that in the right order. Basically, I take 2 quarts of ketchup. These are slightly more than a quart, but you're not going to get it all out of the bottle. So I just put my 2 quarts of ketchup in. Okay, after I get my ketchup in, I save these bottles because this is what I put the barbecue sauce back in. I'll make me a funnel out of a styrofoam cup or a red Solo cup or something. Just cut the bottom out and slide it over the lid and then pour it back into the same jug that we poured it out of. And here you need to get this mixed up really well. This is, like I say, this is a very simple sauce. It will impress your friends. They'll think you spent a lot of time and a lot of effort getting this sauce made. Okay, this sauce I made today was for recipe 125, wild boar burnt ends. And like I say, I made this just a little sweeter than normal because I want the sugar to caramelize on the pork belly. And if I was making this for my use in the house or for other meat or for beef, especially on beef, I would go with either a little bit of vinegar, or I like take some of the sugar out and either put in a little bit of vinegar or put in some, I like pickled jalapeno juice. But this is going on wild pork belly burnt ends, and I want it to caramelize and thick and get a big heavy coat on those burnt ends. So that's why we went with the sugar today like we did.
I heard a rumor that you were a chuck wagon chef.
I was a chuck wagon cook for many years. I've cooked on some of the bigger ranches off and on, not full time, just part time, and did a lot of competitions through the years, and got too fat and too old and my knees got too bad, so I had to move to a stand-up table.
It's a big difference between cooking in the field,
yes, sir,
versus cooking at where a kitchen is close by.
Yes, sir. Up and down and in Dutch ovens, it'll test your strength for sure.
So what kind of hunting do you do?
Mainly do dove hunting when I get the chance. It's usually busy, so it's hard to break free to go hunting.
Yeah, that's everybody's excuse.
Everybody's excuse.
So you do a lot of dove. Now this area here is really good for migratory birds.
It is.
Yes.
I used to come down here back in the 80s for goose hunting because the limit down here was like 10 birds a day.
Right.
And up north the limit was 2 birds a day.
Right.
I mean, it was the same bird, but it had to fly 1,000 miles before.
Right. And for a while we had unlimited snow geese here, so you could, as many as you wanted to clean and cook, you could take. But it's an excellent migratory path for migratory birds.
I had a lot of buddies come down here for snow geese.
Yep.
So I'm still waiting for a snow geese recipe now. So.
We can do one of those too. Our wild crane, we do a lot of sandhill crane. We cook a lot of crane.
Now I heard crane is like the prime rib of the sky.
They lied to you. It's more like the round steak of the sky.
Round steak of the sky, okay. Hi, I'm Rich with the Wild Thing Show, Cooking Wild Game. And I'm with Mac Sherman in the southwest plains of Texas.
That's right.
And with us also is Brandon Reynolds. And Brandon's the camp cook. No, Brandon's the camp aide. So he's the one that does all the work.
we get to stand on film and talk about it, and Brandon does all the work. He nods yes. Nods yes.
So also we did some pork bellies.
Yes, we did some call it sow belly candy. It's actually a smoked pork belly, and we smoked it, seared it, and made burnt ends out of it. And that's the way I like to eat the pork belly.
Burnt ends. So
we're gonna have wild pig burnt ends, and we're gonna have deer loin, bacon wrapped deer loin.
Go to vimeo.com/on-demand/cooking-wild-game, or go to our website, wildthingshow.com, and you'll find these how-to recipes on those shows. Thanks for watching the Wild Thing Show, Cooking Wild Game. This is Rich McNutt. Enjoy.